Hello and welcome everybody to the low gear Austria RPM pre-season race. We're at Spielberg in the Red Bull Ring, and sorry I wasn't here for quali, but I'm here for the race because I was away. But the race is the most important part and I'm here. So we'll go firstly, we'll turn everything on and we'll go through the starting order. We have Lucas Percy, 21, who is in P1. We have Yamin in the Haas in P2, Ellen Kron in the Alfa Romeo in P3, Marcus Alinovic in the Alfa Romeo in P4, RPM John is in P5, Deck VBD is in P6, Huss is in P7, Cosmo in the Red Bull is in P8, Jones is in P9, and Rusty Oilcan, his teammate, is following him in P10. Benjamin Cardiff joins them in P11, Brooks in P12, RPM Spritzy in P13, and Westboy in P14, sorry, and Sinful rounds out the pack in P15. Let's have a look at the tyres for everyone. Seems like Lucas qualified on the medium tyres, and Rusty, Benjamin, and Westboy and Sinful have opted to go on the medium tyres, so we'll wait for everyone to go onto the grid and then we'll see how this race unfolds. Just waiting for Percy to now round out the grid here in Austria. Please let me know if my sound is alright, if everything's smooth on the stream, and then we can have a nice good 36 laps of Austria. Alright, we're nearly ready for the race start now. Hopefully lights are going out soon. This is a nice view of everything. And should be going soon. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, and 5 lights. Let's see who gets a better start. The AlphaTauri or the Haas. And lights out and away we go. The AlphaTauri gets a very good start compared to the rest, as everyone gets along well. See if there's any incidents in any part of the race. And no, not for now. Some people going off, but I don't think many front wings have gone out. No, not that many. Let's see how the fight is at the front. Lucas got an amazing start, but Yamin is following closely on. Ellen Kron in the Alfa Romeo. Can he get the move done now? Into this corner here, into the hairpin, and they are side by side now. Can the Haas get? No, he can't get the move done for now. Is John looking to get on Yamin? Maybe breaking late into this corner, and he doesn't go for it. See if there's any other flight deck in the Aston Martin going round the outside of the Alfa Romeo. Can he make this move stick for P5? He is now side by side. Now this will be very difficult going through here. There might be a bit of contact, and no, there isn't, thankfully. And Deck doesn't get the move done. But here comes Benjamin Cardiff on Rusty Oilcan. Can he get the move done? And just about gets the move done with a bit of contact, as Spritzy is just behind them looking to get some... But anyway, Ellen Kron is now behind 1.3 seconds from Lucas Percy, showing how much pace Percy has now in the AlphaTauri on those medium tyres. As my tables are glitching out, I'm sorry for that. Huss has now gone into the pits. I reckon he must have damage, that's why he's going in. And he does have considerable damage on his Alpine. See if we can catch any more fights. Although I can't see anything now. So yeah, Percy is sitting comfortably in P1. Yamin now on the back of Kron. Oh, he's braked very late into there, nearly going onto the grass, but just keeps it inside. Now, does this mean he's vulnerable to John in the Red Bull? No. And I think there's not a prof. If this guy's in mid-gear after this, that's for the admin side. Backer says, come on boys, from where he is in Belgium. And we'll stick with Yamin because he's got the closest gap, as we see on McLaren, who's gone off track. I think that's Rusty, who has had a little bit of a spin. We'll stick on with the Haas of Yamin. He now has DRS. Now it's lap 3, of course, with overtake enabled. Lucas sets another fastest lap of the race on the mediums, but the Haas is just a bit too far away to get the move done. Now maybe with a second DRS, and he's nearly lost the car there, and so that means he won't be able to make the move. And yes, he isn't, but here comes John in the Red Bull. Maybe round the outside of the Haas. Can he get the move done? They are side by side, and there's a bit of contact as well. John has to go off. Will he get a chance now with DRS? He has only 30% of ERS left, but Yamin has only 70% of ERS left, and the Red Bull is a bit too far away for now. My tables are still being weird, but for now I can see no facts. Let's have a look at the position changes quickly for everyone. Westboy has gained 3 positions. Sinful has gained 3 positions from last, taking advantage of everyone who had damage. Can we see any other fights here? No. Cron has gained one position from P3, and Yamin has gone down 1 position. John has gone up 1 position, and Mark has gone down. And that is mostly it for now, as Mark goes very wide there. I hope my tables fix themselves soon. It's very hard to commentate without them. Now Yamin will stick on with him. He had a chance earlier on but couldn't get the move done. John gets a 2-second time penalty. Now Yamin has DRS, opting to use a little bit of ERS. It's always Huss, he always gets unlucky. Hashtag poor Huss. I agree. Yamin very close to Ellen Cron, almost on the gearbox of Ellen Cron. Now will he have DRS? He does have DRS. DRS enabled, overtake enabled. Surely he can get the move done now on Cron. Yes, he is very close. It's the closest he's ever been in this race. And will he get the move done on the inside? This is a very tight corner. And nearly a little bit of contact, but very fair racing, and nobody can get the move done. Maybe down the inside. Will he look for it? No, he won't. Now let's look for any fights down the order. We see Cosmo, who was in P8 and has stayed in P8, on the back of Jones, maybe looking to make a move later on in this race. Yamin is still very, very close, and so is John, although Yamin has only 6% ERS in his Haas. John is very close. We'll see. His fight for P2 is getting very interesting. Oh, and he's gone very close. Nearly went into back of Cron there, but Yamin has DRS now. He has overtake. Surely this will be an easy move. Cron is like a sitting duck on the straight here. Now down the inside, John is also joining in the party. What can John do? Who breaks later? Yamin gets the move done, and maybe even John getting a double overtake now for P3 and P2. Can John do this? Can he get P2 in this race? He's now on the inside of the Alfa Romeo, the house of Yamin, sorry, and he gets the move done before the braking zone. Yamin tries to fight it back, and there's lots of contact there, but Yamin goes onto the grass, and Cron takes back P2. Oh, what a starting 3 laps it's been so far. Mark is also joining in the party, but he has to stay in P5. And Deck is also joining in the party. This is a 5-way fight for this P2, P3, P4 position. We're looking at the Aston Martin now of Deck on the outside of Marcus. Can't get the move done, and Yamin is also incredibly close to John. A bit of contact there as well earlier on. Shows that these guys aren't scared to race at all in low gear. Let's see what happens here. This was very interesting last time. And Yamin has lost it. Will that be a DNF? No, it isn't a DNF, thankfully. And Yamin, unfortunately, getting a bit too excited on the throttle there. And he has gone off. Let's see if John can now get a move done on Ellen Cron in the Alfa Romeo. He is very close to Ellen Cron. Not getting the best of tractions, though. As we can see, DRS enabled for John with using his overtake sparingly. Maybe Jones on Cosmo. No, Cosmo has DRS. And no one got the move done yet, as we can see. Brooksy and Yamin are fighting a little, but Brooksy has left the session. He's had connection problems. Ooh, what an exciting first 6 laps in this race. Let's have a look at the back for a little bit. Brooksy connection problems. Yamin is close to Spritzy after his little spin. Jones gets the 3-second time penalty. Already many penalties being dished out in this race, and Yamin, unfortunately, his rears must be burning, and he is too far away. As we see, Deck has DNF'd in the Aston Martin. He's just lost it there in the penultimate corner, and this is a safety car in this race, so this heightens things up a bit. Let's see who will pit. That's very unlucky for Deck in the Aston Martin. We'll see if anyone decides to pit, which is very interesting for strategy. Let's have a look at position changes. Seems like Yamin, obviously with his spin, has lost 9 positions. He decides to pit for a new front wing in his Haas. Spritzy decides to pit. He was on the mediums, and oh sorry, he's put on the mediums, my bad. He's gone onto the mediums. Has Lucas decided to pit? We'll wait and see. So lap 7 safety car. Lucas has decided to go into the pits on his mediums. I wonder what tyre he'll go on to. Kron, will he decide to pit? He's looking to stay out. It looked like he was in two minds there, but he decides to stay out in the end. His teammate, though, decides to go in. Cosmos decides to follow. Jones is following. Benjamin is following. Westboy is following. No, maybe not. Westboy isn't following. So a few drivers not opting to pit. Sinful isn't. He was in two minds again. Sinful isn't pitting. Brooksy isn't. Us, I don't know. And Spritzy already just pitted. So for now it seems like Kron has the lead in this race. We'll have a look at stops. Of course Kron hasn't stopped and Lucas has. Onto another fresh set of medium tyres. So quite a few drivers opting to pit and quite a few not opting to pit. Kron has decided to stay on his softs that he had in quali, and he's obviously in P1. Lucas was in the lead, he pitted, he's now in P2. Westboy, Sinful and Brooksy are the ones who haven't pitted and are on their mediums that they're going to last for a bit longer until they go on to the maybe hards or maybe softs. John is on a fresh set of mediums, Mark is on a fresh set. Jones has opted for the hard tyres. He may be looking to go get them to the end, although I doubt it will be very difficult, I think. Cosmo opted for new mediums, Benjamin opted for new mediums. Hurst is on his 5-lap old softs that he pit in the first few laps of this race for. Spritzy is on fresh mediums, and Yamin is on fresh mediums, and Rusty is on 5-lap old mediums. So let's see, I think the safety car will be in next lap. And it'll be interesting if any one of you puts in the comments for any predictions for this race. Who's going to win? Will it be Percy? Will Percy drop down a bit? And who will be in our podium? Let's see if we have confirmation from race control if the safety car is in this lap. Kron is weathering about a fair bit, and that we do have confirmation from race control. The safety car is in this lap. Let's see how Kron will decide to go about with his race restart. He's going very slowly, waiting for the safety car to go in the pits for a slow and sudden start so that Lucas can't get on the back of him too much. For penalty, seems like Westboy's got the most penalties with 6 seconds to his name, and other drivers will be trying not to get penalties as that may define the finish of this race. So let's see how Kron goes to the restart now in the Alfa Romeo. When will he decide to bolt? I think now should be, as there's a bit of contact as well between Lucas and Kron, but Kron has decided to go for it now, and they do get a 5-second penalty for a collision. And Lucas, although he's very close to Kron, they both seem like Kron got 5 seconds, and that's about it, as Lucas nearly lost the car. He now is overtaken now on the back of Ellen Kron here. Can he get the lead back after pitting even? He does go for the move, as there's been a bit of contact with a Haas that is now out, but here comes Lucas for the lead of this race, and he gets the move done, I think. Now let's see what happened. I think Benjamin Cardiff had a bit of contact and has gone out as he is spun, but hopefully he gets another chance to get back into this race, as Lucas got the move done for P1 before and is now sitting relaxing in P1. Can we see any other fights? Spritzy and Yamin are fighting it out, and Spritzy has to lose position to Yamin in the Haas, who's now in P11. Oh, and Jones has also lost it. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there between him and Cosmo, I think, I'm not sure. And we caught him just at the right point as he loses it on the hard tyres, unfortunately. Very unfortunate for Jones there. any other fights going on. It seems like Hurst is going into the pits again. I'm not sure why. Maybe front wing damage from Jones' spin, of course, which is understandable. John is very close to Westbrook, and he's got the move done already on the Aston Martin, unless the Aston Martin can fight back on the second corner of this race, as Yamin and Brooksy are battling out. It's 3 wide actually, Yamin, Cosmo and Brooksy. Let's see who gets it done. Yamin is very close. He has overtake now. Can he get the move done on Cosmo? Down the inside, maybe, as Marco's also going for it on Sinful. They're around the outside. Marco sticks it around the outside. What's happened to Cosmo and Yamin? They're still side by side in this race. Yamin now has the advantage on Cosmo. Can he get it done around the outside? He does. Cosmo breaks a bit too early there. So there's some lovely battling going on in low gear here. Yamin now trying to go down the inside, now out around the outside of Sinful. Can he get the move done now in the penultimate corner? No, he can't. Oh, this Sinful outbreaks himself, and Yamin, he does get the position from him. And even Spritzy now joining in this battle, and he gets past Cosmo easily in the Alpine, and maybe looking for Sinful as his next target. Although John is very close to Kron. He has overtake, he has DRS round the outside of Kron, and he gets the move done before the braking zone in the Red Bull. And that's an easy move for John on Kron. John, although, gets a little bit of wheel spin. Is that going to be enough for Kron to get advantage? John does have his red light flashing. Kron now down the inside. He has overspeed on John, but John breaks nice and late, and he doesn't let Kron get the move done on him. Spritzy and Yamin are still fighting it out for the P6 position, and Spritzy will wait for another straight, I reckon. Cosmo and Sinful. Cosmo is ahead. Very interesting race so far. Sector 3 yellow flags. Who's that out? Seems like Kron in the Alfa Romeo has lost it, and he is out of this race. Will that be a safety car? That is back-to-back safety cars within about 2 laps. And what's happened here? Sinful has gone into Kron, and so is Brooksy, who was unfortunately left the session way before this race. But his AI has crashed into Kron, and this has been a really bad race now in lap 12, as many drivers are crashing into each other. What a race we've had so far. Spritzy's gone into the pits, so I think Kron lost it, and then Sinful went straight into him, and Brooksy's AI also went straight into them. And that is 3 people now out of this race. Hello, One Wing. How are you doing? Very eventful race so far in Austria. And the safety car is out once again. How the tyres looking? Seems like Spritzy went onto a fresh set of mediums, so did Jones. Hurst was on his 1 lap on mediums, and Benjamin and Brooksy are on fresh softs. I think Westboy might also be pitting. He looks to be pitting. He is pitting in the Aston Martin. We'll see what set of tyres he goes on to in the race. He's taking it very easy into the pits, trying not to get a speed penalty, which is good. Safety helps Hurst out, though. It does help Hurst out quite a lot. The Aston Martin pits along with many others, and he goes on to another fresh set of medium tyres. Rusty decides to go onto hard tyres, and I think that was it. Yamin also went onto a fresh set of hard tyres in this race, alongside Cosmo, who joined in on the medium tyres. So Lucas, who was fastest in quali, Lucas Bercy, is also leading this race after getting a good overtake for the P1 position on Kron, who is out of this race unfortunately after a little spin. John is in P2, Marco is in P3, Spritzy, who has gained 9 positions from where he was in P... I'm doing my maths here. In P13? In P13 or P12 or P14, I don't know. But Spritzy has gained 9 positions in this race. Yamin is in P5, going down 3 positions. Westboy going up 8 positions from where he was in P14. Cosmo is in P7, Rusty's in P8, Huss in P9, Jones P10. Benjamin, who had a spin in this race, is being helped out by the safety car, and he's now in P11. And Brooks is sitting in P12, as Westboy gets another 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. 13. Thank you. 1 win. Yeah, means everyone's getting penalties in this race. I don't know what's going on. Very fiery bunch here in low gear. Yamin gets a penalty for collision on the safety car. Just a reminder to drivers to keep that big gap during the safety car and to avoid getting any big penalties that the game dishes out. Like no tomorrow. Westboy's also jumping into the pits for medium tyres, but I don't know what's going on with his car. Yeah, I think he would be serving his penalty as he has a wing change as well in the Aston Martin. And he's out now on the soft tyres. Lucas doing a little power slide there to warm his tyres, sorry. And we'll see if the safety car is going in this lap. Already halfway through this race, and there's been battles on every single lap and lots of events going on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the race so far, and we'll see. I don't know if it's in this lap because we didn't get confirmation, and I think they must be waiting for Westboy then, who is catching up soon, and we'll have to unfortunately wait another lap for the safety car to go in. And Lucas, I think he baited someone. He was going for the pits, but he didn't. He decided to stay out. I don't know what he was doing, but maybe it was one of his tricks. He was weaving about a lot though, trying to get those medium tyres as optimum temperature as they can be. Get in there, Red Bull, says Backer. You are absolutely right, Backer. John is in P2. John's been really making a statement so far. And Cosmo is in P6 with no penalties to his name. It looks like he's been practicing. Hopefully safety car goes in this lap and we get some more action like we have been doing in this race. And lots of power sliding going on from Lucas. Safety car is in this lap. We got confirmation from race control, and Lucas, sorry, is slowing down quite a lot to make sure the back is as close as possible and he can get the best start as possible, so he can regain, stay in his P1 position. He's weaving about quite a bit. And hopefully we don't get any penalties because of this, because drivers are very, very close. Stay on board with John. Lucas, sorry. Been done great battles so far, guys, trying to keep it clean. Here we go, yes. Lucas has already started to accelerate his car, now going towards, and he's got a very good start, nearly skidded there through the penultimate corner, and he's now nearly 1 second, now he is actually 1 second in front of John, who is in the Red Bull. Any fight so far. Spritzy is close to Marco, but who is closer? That is Huss in the Alpine on Rusty. Can he get the move done? This is a rubbish view from the game, but it seems like Huss has got the move done on the McLaren, and he puts himself into P7, but not the best of exits. Can Rusty gain it back? No, he can't. What about his teammate? He is using lots of overtake. Jones, the British driver, going for the move on Rusty Orkan, and he gets the move done. I'm sure his teammate won't put up much of a fight, and he doesn't, and Jones goes into P8 in this race. We see Benjamin Cardiff now, the Welsh driver, in the Haas, going on the left of Rusty Orkan, trying to go round the outside on the soft tyres, and he doesn't quite get the move done. Nice defending from Rusty Orkan, maybe leaving him, could have left him a bit more room, but it's alright. Oh, and Westboy gets the move done on Brooksy, who has left the session due to connection problems. Spritzy is now our closest guy in P4, trying to get a podium in this race. He did get the win last time round, if I'm not wrong, in Silverstone. And we'll see what we can do now in to Marco. Although he didn't get a very good exit now, 1 second behind Marco and can't get the move done. Can this benefit Yamin in the Haas? And there's sector 1 yellow flag, sees that's gone off. It seems like it has a Benjamin Cardiff again. Oh no, that's very unfortunate for Benjamin, who's had a very good few races in the Haas, who's unfortunately off now. Maybe he can get another chance, another safety car in this race. He was close so far. We'll stick on board Cosmo, who has a good gap on Yamin. With no penalties, of course, he's keeping it clean in this race. In the Bull, Bakker would be very happy and very proud. Yamin seems very close to Spritzy on the hard tyres though. DRS is now enabled, maybe he can benefit from this and get past Spritzy, who is in the Alpine. We will see who gets a better exit. Now he does have DRS, but not the best of exits. We'll see if he's close enough to get the move done on Spritzy in the Alpine. Oh, breaks himself here a little, and that means he's not close enough to get the move done. Westboy and Rusty all kind of are fighting, and Westboy gets the move done on the soft tyres on Rusty. What about Cosmo and Yamin? Too far away. And the battle keeps going. Spritzy has got back within 1 second of Marco, and his fight for the podium is not over at all. As we move on to lap 2063, yellow flags. Who is that? Oh, it seems like John has DNF'd. Again, where we saw another driver DNF, can't quite remember who. He has gone off in the same fashion, and he has lost the car and lost the wheel. And unfortunately, oh, Westboy nearly went into him. He is out of this race, so that is another safety car, the third safety car. Benjamin Cardiff is over the moon right now, although he does get a 3-second time penalty. But he is now back within the pack. Let's see how strategy changes again with the third safety car of this race. Ooh, a very exciting race. Spritzy and Hurst, the two Alpines, keeping it clean. The only ones not to get a penalty so far in here in Spielberg in Austria. So they'll be benefiting a lot from this for sure. Spritzy may be looking to get P2 or even the win if he keeps it up like this. We'll see what happens. Spritzy saying this. One wing saying the same thing. Spritzy really P2 with penalties. Yeah, he's doing a great job. And who's deciding to pit? That is Lucas in the pits, Marco following him, Spritzy not going into the pits. We'll look at tyres. Spritzy's on 6 out of hard tyres. I don't think he wants to go in the pits just yet. Any hard tyres, I'd be going medium tyre. I would be as well. Lucas decides to go on a soft. That's a risky call from Lucas in the AlphaTauri. We'll see if it pays off for him and see if he still gets his win. Who else went in? Quite a lot of drivers staying out. Yamin, who's on the hard, decides to stay out. But Marco went into the pits, and so did Lucas Percy. Lucas Percy's on the soft tyre. So Spritzy is now the leader of this race in the Alpine, but it will be risky if he can. We'll see if he can last these medium tyres to the end of this race, and see if he can stand off Yamin in the Haas. Everyone going very slowly now. Safety car does go very slowly at Spielberg, but the safety car is in this lap. That was very quick. We'll see how Spritzy does this restart. Lots of interesting restarts. The safety car to go in and then making a move, but Spritzy stays a bit closer to the safety car compared to others. And we'll see when Spritzy decides to sprint off the line. He stays in second, revving his engine a lot. We'll see when he decides to go. Still waiting, still waiting. Yamin is still waiting. And Spritzy being very cheeky here. When will he decide to go full throttle? And he does now. He decides to go full throttle. Yamin gets a decent start though on him. Very, very close racing here. They're very side by side. Jones getting the move done on the RP. No, not on her just yet. Nearly some contact there. Someone breaking very deep. It looked like the Aston Martin of Westboy, who's lost some position because of this. And Yamin is out of this race. As Marco's also spun. I don't know what happened to Yamin. We'll see. I think he got excited on the throttle and he has lost it. And that is the 5th DNF of this race as we move on to some other battles. Battle for P1 isn't there just yet. Although Brooksy and Benjamin... Oh, I forgot Brooksy's left the session. Lucas trying to go for the move on Huss in the AlphaTauri, and he's round the outside, but Huss sticks it round down the inside, but on the soft tyres he just has the superior traction to get past the... And Jones has also spun his second spin in this race, and he is unfortunately spun again in lap 22. He won't be a happy bunny. But we see Lucas on Cosmo, maybe round the outside of him on the soft tyres. Can he get the move? And this will be an awesome move for the AlphaTauri driver. However, he gets a penalty whilst trying to do this. Now, yeah, he's a bit too far away to get the move done. Spritzy is enjoying these battles. He's chilling in P1 in the Alpine. Can we see Westboy now trying to get a move done on Rusty Orkan? He breaks way too late, outbreaks himself quite a lot, and he would definitely get a warning for that as we see James going into the pits. Cosmo and Lucas are fighting. Lucas gets the move done for P2, but Cosmo won't go without putting up a fight in the Red Bull, and there's a bit of contact. Oh, lots of contact there, but Lucas keeps his P2. Hurst now has got the overspeed because of that little battle. I don't think he'll go for a dive bomb though, and he decides not to. Benjamin Cardiff now isn't close enough. Now Lucas's main aim will be getting that lead back from Spritzy and staying there as long as he can till the next 13 laps for the end of this race. Now he's already very close to RPM on the gearbox of RPM Spritzy here. Can he get the move done now in the penultimate corner? He decides to go round the outside. Will he have to overspeed? But Spritzy did squeeze him quite a lot, and that means he can't get the move done for P1 just yet. Is Westboy? No, Westboy isn't close enough. We'll stick with Lucas now. And DRS is now enabled in this race. Here he comes. Now Spritzy's outbreak himself quite a bit. DRS enabled. Overtake he is using. And Lucas will get the move done before the braking zone, unless Spritzy puts up a fight, which he doesn't. And he stays in P2. And that should be it as Westboy and Rusty are fighting. Westboy breaks a little too late once again, as we've seen. Here comes Rusty. He won't go without putting a fight. DRS and overtake on the hard tyres, and he gets the move right back where he was from Westboy. Can Benjamin Cardiff also get the move done? No, not just yet. Westboy is trying to fight back, and he stays in P5, and maybe even Benjamin Cardiff making double overtake in this race. No, and Rusty Orkan defends Benjamin Cardiff in the Haas. And things stick as they were, and Westboy stays in P5, Rusty into P6, and Benjamin Cardiff in P7. Is Cosmo close enough to get the move on Spritzy? We will see. He is extremely close. He's got the overspeed on Spritzy. Will he go for the move down the inside in turn 1? No, not just yet. Now DRS enabled, overtake enabled, overtake not enabled, sorry. And Cosmo just waiting for the right moment to get the move done, unless he breaks very late here down the inside. No, he doesn't. Is Benjamin Cardiff close enough to get the move done on Rusty Orkan this time? No, he decides to think better of it, and Cosmo's a bit too far away to get the move done on RPM Spritzy. Here comes Benjamin Cardiff down the inside of Rusty Orkan. He is on soft tyres, and he does get the move done. Will Rusty put up a fight? No, he isn't able to, and Benjamin goes up into P6 on 11 lap old softs. Now we'll stay on board for the podium race here in RPM. We have RPM Spritzy, RPM Cosmo, and Haas SRC. Two Alpine sandwiching a Red Bull of Cosmo, but Cosmo is very close to Spritzy. Let's see if we get the move done on the second straight here. in 4th gear, DRS enabled, and he's waiting for the right moment to use overtake as Hus gets a 2-second time penalty. Here he comes now down the inside. Westboy gets another penalty. Kenny Cosmo get the move done on RPM Spritzy. Spritzy is defending very hard, but here comes Cosmo down the inside. He does get the move done. Can Spritzy fight back? He hasn't got the best of exits, and that means he won't be able to fight back. But Hus definitely can fight back on his teammate. They both have DRS, and Hus gets the move done on RPM Spritzy. Benjamin Cardiff, can he do anything with DRS? Westboy's red light is flashing down the inside. Here goes Benjamin Cardiff now, and bit of contact. Hopefully he doesn't go off. He does go off though, and again unlucky. I hope he doesn't go in the path. No, he doesn't, and he goes into P8 unfortunately with that little contact and that little spin, and that means there is a virtual safety car now in this race. Nice to take a little break as we see Lucas is now 7.4 seconds in front of Cosmo, who is deciding to pit in this race for soft tyres, I believe. Hus is also deciding to pit, and Spritzy is the only person deciding to make them last and stay out. Rusty is staying out, and Westboy is going into the pits. Benjamin Cardiff is also pitting. He was on 12 lap old softs, of course. We'll see when the safety car ends. The virtual safety car, sorry. And there are now very big gaps starting to form now. DRS is now enabled. Virtual safety car has ended, and no real gaps to focus on as we see many drivers pitting for fresh softs from P5 down to P9. I don't think there are much close fights to look at. No, Benjamin Cardiff is quite close to Westboy, but he is Brooksy's AI is in between both of them. Benjamin Cardiff trying to get past the AI, but not yet. He can't do that. Here he comes now. He's fed up of Brooksy's AI, and he does get past the AI in the end. And his next target is Westboy, who is in the Aston Martin. We'll see if Benjamin Cardiff can go up into P7. Westboy has 15 seconds of time penalties. He'll be looking not to get any more, as that will already hinder him quite a lot in this race. Can't believe I've been it so frustrating. Yeah, you'll have an amazing race, John. That's very unlucky for you, mate. Maybe better luck next race. You surely have the pace. Here comes Benjamin Cardiff now. Not close enough. Maybe on the second straight with DRS. Oh, he's gotten very close to Westboy here. I hope he doesn't have any wing damage. I don't think he does. Brooksy's AI is also getting into the thick of things. As no, there's contact between the AI of Brooksy and Benjamin Cardiff. Benjamin Cardiff now has lots of wing damage. Oh, that's a big incident between an AI and a real driver. So that was very, very unfortunate for Benjamin Cardiff. Yamin also been, yeah, sorry about that, mate. Benjamin Cardiff now is in all sorts of worries. He's not had the best of days already in this race, and now getting into contact with an AI of another driver. Really unfortunate for him, as Lucas is now 8 seconds in front of Spritzy without any penalties in P2 though. And he'll probably stay in that P2 position if he keeps it up. As Marker gets a 3-second time penalty adding up, and he now has 9 seconds in this race. And sector 3 yellow flags. I don't know who that is. I think Benjamin Cardiff is signed to pit. Unfortunate for Benjamin Cardiff, if you saw that incident, of course. And he will go on to a pair of, seems like medium tyres. He must have no soft tyres left to go. Marco is gaining on Rusty Oil Can. Looking to get maybe not that P3 on track, but off track P3, and maybe gaining some more positions despite his penalties in these last 6 or so laps remaining here in Austria in RPM in Spielberg. So Marco now just about not in within 1 second just yet. Can Marco, he is in within that 1 second window now. Marco has ERS. Not DRS though, he'll have to wait for another straight to get DRS. Marco's just saving his ERS for this move on P3 of Rusty. Brakes very late here, decides to go in second gear, And now just letting the traction do its thing. Now DRS enabled, he's got very close to Rusty. Will he get the move done around the outside? Rusty's like a sitting duck on the straight, and Marco goes up into P3, trying to drive the wheels off the Alfa Romeo and try to make sure the penalties don't hinder him as much as they can, if that makes sense. Cosmo is also gaining, he's now 1.1 seconds from Rusty. We'll see if Cosmo can make some moves in this race. So for now the battle for P3 is still there, for P4 I mean, sorry, between Rusty and Cosmo. Rusty hasn't got the best of exits. Will this mean Cosmo has the advantage? He does have the advantage, but he only has 5% of ERS, using all of his ERS, draining it actually, using DRS. And he will probably wait for the second straight. Hello Boris, how are you doing? Here comes Cosmo now, he's eyeing it up for the perfect exit, which he does get the perfect exit. DRS now enabled. Will Rusty lose this P4 from RPM Cosmo? He's put him up a fight, is Rusty oil can. Now round the outside, down the inside, can Cosmo make the move? Cosmo braking exactly at the right point, and he does stick the move. Rusty will probably fight back next lap, and he will fight for sure, as he definitely wants that P4 position. Hurst is also now joining this party, trying to get this P4 as well. Hopefully mate, I started pushing to try get clear because of penalties and span on the curb. Yeah, I get you mate, it happens to the best of us. Just try and do better next race. Hurst is doing some awesome corners here in this race. See if you can get the move done on Rusty Oil Can, who's in B5. Cosmo is very close to Marcus Salinovic as well, who's in the Alfa Romeo. Can Cosmo get the better exit? DRS enabled, overtake enabled. Haas is also very close to Rusty Oil Can, but Cosmo is our main target here. Maybe can he get the move done round the outside of Marco? He is trying, and he does get the move done. Can Huss get the move done on Rusty Oil Can? We'll see on this straight. He's got a fabulous exit. DRS enabled, ERS enabled. Round the outside on the soft tyres. Rusty yet again losing another position unfortunately, and going down into P6 now in this race. So big battles now on with 4 laps left in this race. Huss should have a big advantage. He's on a 4 lap off soft tyres. He's pushing as much as possible. Here he comes, DRS enabled. Huss wants a podium, that's for sure. Switzy's doing an amazing job with 90 lap on mediums and getting no penalties. Practice is being worth it. Huss gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for him. Trying to just get a good exit and trying to get on the back of Marco, but getting a penalty whilst trying to do that. And he brakes very late, nearly outbrakes himself and goes straight into Marco, but doesn't, thankfully. And we'll see if he gets close enough to get the move done. But I don't think he'll be close enough. He'll have to wait for another lap. But Marco does brake very late. Well, let's go look down the inside. No, he doesn't. Almost within 1/10 now. Literally within 1/10 touching Marco. Will he get a good exit now? He is getting a superb exit. But I don't think he'll go for the move. He thinks better of it and doesn't go for the move. Now DRS enabled. Can Huss go for the move down into turn 1? This is a tricky corner. You can spin on that curb, but this is a rubbish view. But he does get the move done in the end for P4 on Marco. We'll have a look at penalties. And Marco not getting the best of exits, so he can't fight back. Maybe on the second corner he can fight back. Takes a lot of curb here, which he shouldn't do, and doesn't get the best of exits unfortunately, and is now nearly 1 second out of Huss, and Huss will be trying to get up to Cosmo. We look at Jones, unfortunately not having the best of races with his little spin there in the McLaren, is now in P10. Brooksy, who was actually he's had a good as we have yellow flags for I think Is that Hurst? Hurst is unfortunately retired from the session. Oh, and there goes Rusty as well, who's retired from the session. Crashing into Hurst. I think Hurst lost it and then Rusty went straight into him. This is really unfortunate. Will this be a last safety car? No, it isn't a safety car. And Marco's also out. 3 drivers out from one incident. What has happened here? We'll see from Westboy's point of view, hopefully. So 3 drivers in the... What has gone on here? 3 drivers crashing into each other. And that means only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 7 drivers left in this race. And Cosmo decides to go into the pits. What a race this has been. And Cosmo gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He won't be happy. And Westboy now jumps up into P3. This has been a really, well, I could put it as a dangerous race due to all of these crashing into each other. But Cosmo is now in P4. Benjamin Cardiff has stayed in the race and he has benefited from this. He's up now in P5. He will go up to P6. Even with so many of his 2 of his spins, he's up into P7. So the gaps are massive now, but we stay on board with Lucas Percy, 21, showing how to do it, getting P1 in quali and converting that into a win, hopefully if all goes right in this race. As Spritzy has a puncher on the final lap of this race. Spritzy has a puncher. What a twist this has been in this last lap of this race. Spritzy's got a puncher. Will that mean Westboy goes past him? I doubt it. And Spritzy will finish the race in P2, but a last lap puncher for Spritzy means that he should come out to win it. Maybe, I don't know. He might have to do another lap of this race, which means Westboy has a chance of getting the P2 position. We'll stay on board with Lucas now. He's weaving about a lot, and Westboy's a bit too far away. I think they get the move done on Spritzy, even though Spritzy has a puncher, because Westboy has 18 seconds of time penalties. Lucas crossing the line to convert his pole into a win. He's even slowing down, just showing his dominance here, and he gets P1. Cosmo's retired from the session on the final lap of this race. What has happened to Cosmo now? Spritzy takes P2. As we see, Cosmo, no. On the last lap, he is out. We'll see Spritzy crossing the line soon. How many seconds of penalties has Cosmo got? Well, I don't know how many he got, mate. Sorry. Because he has DNF on the final lap. Or penultimate lap for him. Now crossing the line, RPM Spritzy. He didn't get any penalties with a puncher on the final lap, but that doesn't matter because he crossed the line with no penalties in P2. Westboy with 18 seconds of time penalties in that Aston Martin. He doesn't care because he has got P3 and he should be happy with that. And that is it now for this race. Here in Austria, who is our driver of the day? I think Spritzy will get driver of the day if I'm not wrong from the game. Oh, Westboy gets driver of the day. Also had a great race from Westboy, and Spritzy was also my other candidate for driver of the day. Both in amazing races as we see the podium now. Awesome race from Lucas, the British driver, showing his dominance and winning the race, converting his pole into a win. And so that is it. I'll read out the final standings shortly. We'll go through them now. See who got the win. Lucas got the win. We see his picture on the left if it loads. There we go. Spritzy gets P2 in the Alpine. Westwood takes P3. Benjamin Cardiff P4. Brooks is P5. James is P6. Unfortunately, Cosmo retired on the penultimate lap of this race on the final corner. Mark Salovich is in P8 with our DNF. Rusty Urkan DNF. Hurst DNF. Yamin DNF. John DNF. Sinful DNF and Kron DNF. So this was a crazy but fun race to commentate. I hope you all enjoyed it at home, and good night from me.